You're
What is
invited.
this?
Can you
Big
be
Silos.
there?
Ooh,
I
there's
don't
a
know what outfit to wear.
performance, please.
Ooh, it's fine.
There's a Lake St.
Performance, please.
Louis
Okay, very nice.
Community Association Garden Club plant sale
Oh,
up here at the clubhouse on May 3rd if
well,
you
you
want to buy
can't miss that.
plants. Maybe, well, I'll figure it out later. It's too complicated right now.
I'm
Which
going to
weekends
go
have him
with you as
taken?
my
With
guest.
you as my guest.
In
In
performance,
performance,
please. We'll be
please.
the best
We'll
dressed.
be the best
I have
dressed.
to finish it.
Old
Old
Navy,
Navy,
Old
Old
Navy,
Navy,
Old
Old Navy
Navy
performance,
performance,
please.
please.
Old Navy,
Old
Old
Navy,
Navy
Old Navy
performance, please.
performance, please.
That's amazing. We're not
The
brainwashed.
ridiculous things you remember, and yet the brain fog about everyday things that you need to remember.
Life is full of work and stress. Parenting can be a mess. Being a woman is hard enough without adding on that extra stuff. We'll cover topics of every kind. Helpful resources we will find. We'll even drink a bottle of wine. Join us. It will be a real good time.
Hi, I'm Amanda,
And I'm Nikki.
and welcome to Working Mom's Wine, where we drink a bottle of wine
And whine about our busy, crazy, stressful working mom lives while trying to provide ideas and resources to help along the way.
That's right. And this time I am drinking F.J. Sarah 2023 Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's see. It says, while founding the California missions, Father Junipero Serra established the first vineyards along the famous El Camino Real, stretching 600 miles up the Golden Coast from San Diego to Sonoma. F.J. Sarah wines are inspired by the historic mission grapes and influenced by warm days and cool coastal nights. It doesn't say what the flavors are, though. That's kind of cool, though. That must be why they have this picture. It looks like the top of a church. And it's got the little birdies. It's kind of fun. Actually, the cork has it, too. You see
Oh,
it?
look at that. Yeah. It's a little,
That's fun.
little blurry, but not bad.
They look
And I'm drinking my
on the
usual
cork.
because I'm boring.
Well, and because we're meeting separately and you already have those in stock. So why not? Okay, you know what? I'm going to put in a random wine that is completely off topic for today because I am sick and tired of the fact that I have 4 Fire TVs in this house. And when you get the remote, it turns on every TV and messes with every TV. And then you look up the steps online to sync specific remotes to specific TVs. And guess what? It still turns on the wrong TV. Tell your dogs to shut up so I can rant.
Hang on.
What? Oh, I get it. It's ridiculous. Like right now, we have this new TV set up. Netflix is now on, and we haven't touched our remote, and they're in there turning on their TV. It's stupid. There needs to be a way for them to figure out that it only connects to the TV that it is in the same room as, because they are 2 rooms over, and this is still happening. And if we turn it off, it's going to screw with their TV. So do we just leave it on?
Uh-huh.
Nikki says yes.
It's super annoying.
Why?
Oh,
Like, do I have to go exchange 3 of my TVs now?
you'd think, right, you'd think they'd want to make them work well together because they'd want your whole household to be on their product, but instead they're
Right.
making it almost impossible to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to complain to them and, like, see if there's some other situation. Back to the rant at hand. So today we're going to whine about getting things done. And how it
It's
can
funny
be
because we've been trying to record this podcast for like 20 minutes and we can't
quite
get
a while.
going.
Quite a while. It can be really overwhelming trying to get everything done, and then you'll have extra things like holidays and whatever that make you feel behind schedule, or maybe a kid has a stomach bug that's lasting for a week instead of 3 days. And then like you get everything done that you can in a day and you go to bed and you have to just start all over again forever and ever and ever for the rest of your life.
It is never ending.
And you have
And the tasks just reset and reset and reset.
exactly. It's like you have to deal with the kids' school and your work and keeping the house in order and any extracurriculars the kids are doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the things that I really fall prey to is like I will just keep doing things and not ever take a break. And then I get irritable and then I'm snapping at the kids and the kids are getting irritable and it's just not fun.
Yeah, it piles up, and I feel like as a single parent, working parent, juggling all the things, I'm like running at the top of my rope as
Yeah.
a base level, you know? So it's like if one extra thing happens, like my toilet needs to be fixed, my oven needs to be fixed, my dog is puking and needs to go to the emergency vet. One little thing happens, and it's like the
Right.
straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm
Yes.
just like having a mini meltdown.
Yeah, because you're always in high stress mode. So one thing is always breaking the camel's back.
Running in survival mode.
And then you get to have the
Yes.
magical mommy meltdown. A couple days ago, because Jack had been dealing with the stomach bug for so long, I called the doctor. I was like, I just want to rule out like food poisoning, like
Mm-hmm.
me undercooking something, and maybe they've got E. coli or whatever. I said, I just want to make sure that there's no other symptoms that could be like, well, this is not a stomach bug. And he didn't have any of those. And they were telling me that it's not unusual this season for kids to have issues for 5 to 7 days instead of the normal like 1 to 3. This better not be like a new normal for the stomach bug because I can't take it if kids are puking for a whole week. Like I can't.
No,
But
that's too much. That's too
exactly.
much.
But they were like, we'll talk to the doctor and just see if she wants to check him out. And I would say within 2 hours, they were calling me back saying, okay, bring him in and we'll take a look at him just in case. So I was at work when he had his particular episode that day. So I immediately had packed everything up and gone back home to relieve our nanny slash our mother so that she didn't have to clean him up all day. And I had basically just gotten home and she had just left when they called me and said, hey, we've decided we need to see him after all. And she's like, can you get here in 30 minutes? And I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. I live far away from your office now. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know if I can get there in 30 minutes. And so she set one that was like 45 minutes away. And I'm like, I can do that. I get Jack in the car and we're driving down and there's construction and traffic and something else we ran into, like an accident or something. We were not there in 45 minutes. It was still close enough that like we were only like 5 minutes late, but it's still like it's just adding on because I don't like to be late to things. So we have the little 10-minute appointment where they tell me everything's fine, and then I drive 45 minutes back to the house, and I'm home. I'm not home in time to get our youngest off the bus. So I send one of his older siblings out there to get him off the bus, and I get home and I'm like, I have to start dinner like literally right now because Eliana's got musical practice in 30 minutes and she has to eat. Or I guess it was an hour because you got to cook it and then she has to eat. So I got everything ready. She ate for like 10 minutes before musical practice, scarfed it all down, got her over to musical practice. But while I'm making dinner, I'm just at the point where I'm like, my lower back hurts and my feet hurt because I'm getting old. And I was like, gonna start crying at any second. And Brandon's at work and I'm like texting him back and forth and I'm like, I'm gonna lose it like right now. It's like I need to be by myself for 3 days. I need to figure out how to get into solitary confinement. Like I'll go rob a bank or something, then throw me in jail so I can just be away from everything for 3 days. Um, and he goes, this is gonna sound like really crazy right now, but literally just like take a moment and go sit down. And I was like, I can't. I have to make dinner in time for Eliana to get to practice. But I did get to a point where like I was waiting on some rice to finish and I sat down on the couch for like 5 or 7 minutes or something like that. And even that, like by the time I finally got back up, I was like, okay, I actually feel better. So I guess my husband can be right about things sometimes. But it's like if you don't take those 5 minutes when you start to like really lose it, then it just keeps going. And then by the end of the day, you're just like a mess. I know you mentioned some grounding techniques. Do you want to go over some of those that might be helpful?
Yeah. Um, so, of course, being a mom and being a working mom and being a co-parent and doing all of the running and all of the planning and all the mental load and all the physical load and all the things is overstimulating. And that's part of what stresses us out and makes our hormones race that keep us running on the tippy of our toes in survival mode.
And from losing
And
weight.
grounding is one of those things that can do the opposite in your body. So it takes that fight, flight, freeze, fawn mode and it switches it off. And it tells your body, I'm okay, I'm safe, I don't need to be rushing, panicking, whatever. I don't need to be coursing extra hormones and adrenaline through my body to make me move quick to escape a bear. It switches off from the between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. If you want to look it up and be all educated, but grounding is one of those things that can help, switch to the other side. So grounding can be a breathing exercise. It can be anything that kind of reconnects you back to your body and to your senses. So there's grounding exercises where you focus on eating something really slow and noticing the smell and the taste and the touch of it. There's ones where you can say, oh, this are 5 things I see and 4 things I can touch and 3 things I can smell, and, go through all your senses. And just really anything to like stop the racing in the brain and just reconnect to what you're hearing and seeing and smelling and tasting and touching, and taking your shoes off and standing in actual grass, like touching the ground with your bare feet, those kinds of things. So when you take those 10 minutes
Right.
to catch up with yourself, utilizing those kinds of exercises and skills to recenter and to, calm down that overstimulation.
Yeah. Love it. This doesn't really help with not getting overwhelmed, I guess, but something that I like to rely on a lot is checklists. So, and it's not just for me, it'll be for the whole family. So I'll have my own list of things I
Yeah.
have to do in that one day, and then everything else, of course, can wait and be on other days, which I find helpful because oftentimes when you're stressed and overwhelmed, you're going to find out that you forgot something. So if I have the list down ahead of time, then I can like refer to it, and then I can also be like, okay, like maybe the day goes off the rails, what can wait and what has to be done today. But also when you have children that can start helping out, it's like, okay, here's the checklist for this child, and here's what this child is going to do, and that child is going to do. And that way you can kind of delegate the tasks. And I even started, we have a color printer at work, so I made little chore charts on Canva, and I then asked our very lovely office assistant to laminate them for me. Like I could go laminate them myself, but I don't trust myself with a laminator. Well, as always, you can find us on all the socials as Working Moms Wine, workingmomswine.com, and patreon.com/workingmomswine. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye!
Bye. There are a ton of fireworks or something.
Oh, she has really loud fireworks going off. I like that we turned our podcast into a shorter format because I don't usually have to edit a lot. I'm going to have to edit a lot on this one.
But there's